Okay, what's up? Let's get straight into it. How to lose weight 101, no tracking calories. So starting off, I want you to keep in mind that weight loss is not the same as fat loss. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're targeting fat loss and that's what I'll be focusing on. But just your overall scale weight fluctuates a lot. This is mostly due to the amount of water that your body is holding, which can be impacted by your amount of stress, the quality of your sleep, the amount of sugar you consumed the day before, and a bunch of other factors. It also fluctuates just purely based on the amount of food that you have in your gut. And if you're resistance training, you can also build muscle, obviously, which will over time increase your scale weight as well. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm assuming you're targeting fat loss, and your fat mass is purely based on your calorie balance, which is what I will explain to you right now. So to lose fat from your body, a calorie deficit is mandatory, and it also is the only driver of fat loss. And it's not the magic of your friend's keto, carnivore, OMAD, whatever diet. Sure, if you can adhere to these diets, they really are not bad. But the fat loss that was occurring is not from the magical diet. It is just from the calorie deficit that the diet put you in. You can also achieve this calorie deficit without these extreme diets where you are very limited with your food intake. And I know that this video is not going to cover tracking calories, but it is still important that you know your calorie deficit is what is going to burn your fat, whether you are tracking them or not. And if you struggle just with the concept of calories, they are just energy for your body. You obtain this energy through digesting your food, and everything your body does burns calories. I'm burning calories right now talking to this camera. Your body fat is just excess stored energy that wasn't used up from the food you digested. And to store 1 pound or half a kilo of fat, you need to consume around 3,500 calories, aka energy, over the amount of calories, aka energy, that you are expending. Okay, so then to lose fat, you're going to have to put yourself into an energy deficit or a calorie deficit. It's the same thing. Now, before deciding on how exactly you're going to do this, I would recommend you assess your latest body composition trends. This just means in the last months or even years, have you gained weight rapidly? Have you just been sitting at your weight and body composition? Because obviously if over the last few months you've gained weight pretty aggressively, then you're going to need bigger lifestyle changes than somebody who's just been sitting at the same weight for years. And also, I'm not trying to fat shame right now, but you have more fat to lose than you think. It's not just a quick 5 to 10 pounds, you're probably gonna need 20, 30, 40 pounds of fat off of your body before you are happy with the way you look. Me personally, I have lost 15, maybe even almost 20 pounds not that long ago, and it really does not change the way you look that much. Me as well, before I am truly happy with my physique, I have at least another 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds to lose. So yeah, you have a lot more fat to lose than you think, and with that, just take your time. It is important that you try not to rush it. It has taken you probably years to build up this amount of excess fat. You are not comfortably going to get that off in a month or two. And if you are able to do that, statistics show that most people end up just regaining the weight straight after, if not more. So I would recommend just a slow and steady pace, building a lifestyle and habits that let you sustain this fat loss over a long period of time and after that actually maintain it, instead of bouncing right back to your old weight. Okay, so now how are you going to put yourself into this energy deficit, the most important part? You're going to either consume less calories or burn more without tracking them, obviously. And if you want to speed up the process, you can also do both. Consume less and burn more. Once again, without tracking. Okay, so first off, consuming less calories does not mean that you have to eat less food. You don't have to starve yourself. I mean, just look at this picture. Does this look like your diet right now? This is 1,600 calories. This picture to the right, also 1,600 calories. And you do not have to track calories to realize that the food on the left picture is unhealthy. And the food on the picture on the right is very healthy. So this picture is just to show you that you don't have to necessarily eat less food. You just have to eat healthier food that contains less calories and gives you more volume for your caloric budget. And once again, you don't have to track this, but if you know it's a habit that every day you're maybe eating a bag of chips, why not switch it for a bowl of mixed berries? Doesn't even have to be every day, do it every other day. It's not about making a complete 180 in your lifestyle, it's about making subtle changes that you can maintain for the rest of your life. Me, yesterday I had a donut, I had a Snicker, not healthy food, a lot of calories, but it's okay because today I'm just back to my old habits, eating mainly healthy, and I am not consuming this junk food every single day. Also, the problem with this unhealthy junk food is that it really doesn't fill you up, and usually you end up just wanting more compared to a bowl of fruit with maybe some yogurt, whatever, some eggs, some vegetables. This stuff fills you up pretty well. And once you're finished, you're not sitting there craving more high sugary food. Also, please stop drinking your calories. Stop drinking all this stuff with sugar in it. Like on the picture here, a full sugar cola. Just do a Coke Zero. The artificial sweeteners are not bad for you whatsoever. You have to drink so much of this Coke Zero that you will die from water intoxication far before the artificial sweeteners become dangerous. And you know what is dangerous? A unnecessarily high body fat. That is in the long run going to do so much more damage and make you live a shorter life rather than these artificial sweeteners. And once again, it doesn't directly have to be a complete 180. One day, have a normal Coke, the next day, have a Coke Zero. Keep that up for a few weeks or even months. Then 2 days in a row, have a Coke Zero before you have a full sugar Coke again. You don't have to cut out the things that you love completely, definitely not. But please know that there are much healthier alternatives that you can also love that are much healthier. And stuff like this, full sugar soda, you don't even have to change the way you're eating. If you drink full sugar soda often, just try to do less of that and you can mostly keep the way you're eating exactly the same and you will see a drop in weight. Same is for sauces and oils. These things contain so many unnecessary calories. From now on, just cut it in half. Use half the sauce you normally would, half the cooking oil you usually would. These things add up so quickly. Me personally, I love ketchup. But you know what I do? I just use ketchup zero. To me, it tastes basically the same. This might vary from person to person. But also after a few months of just only using ketchup zero, I forgot what the actual ketchup tastes like. And the ketchup zero satisfies all my needs. So yeah, use less oils and sauces. Use maybe the sugar-free versions if they are available to you. And that also will make a huge difference. Okay, then also very important, like I mentioned before, the volume eating, a lot of food for not that many calories. Fruit and vegetables, they are king. First off, they are packed with micronutrients, they're very healthy for you. And also, they just fill you up for not many calories compared to all this junk food. You don't have to instantly cut out all junk food, but just make healthy habits, healthier alternatives that you can keep up for the rest of your life. Trust me, a fruit bowl, maybe a bit of honey, it tastes really good. You might have to adjust to the taste because you're so used to all this unhealthy stuff, but you can learn to love these foods. And if you really don't like fruits and vegetables, sometimes you just gotta man up. At the end of the day, you're unhealthy with your body. You have to make a few changes. You cannot keep living the exact same way and expect results. But yeah, like I've been saying with everything, you don't need to fully 180 it. Just one day, bag of chips, next day, fruit bowl. And just keep that up. Small, subtle little changes. They make such a big difference in the long run. As long as you keep in mind, as I said earlier, you have more fat to lose than you think. And just expect a long approach. Don't expect to be done next week, next month, maybe not even next year. But that's fine, this time is gonna pass regardless. And if you just build up some healthy habits, you will in the long run see so much progression without even really feeling like you are on a fat loss phase or a fat loss diet or whatever. You shouldn't even look at this as a diet, this should just be your way of living life. Healthy stuff, unhealthy stuff, find a good balance. That should just be your life. You shouldn't just be eating fruits and vegetables on a fat loss phase. You should be eating this stuff year round. But sometimes you just have to make the conscious decision to eat something healthy. Also, protein. People generally underconsume protein, and protein is the most satiating macronutrient. protein is the most filling. So try to add some more protein to your meals. If you're ever still hungry after a meal, next time make the same meal, but with a little more protein. Protein can for some people be the key to stop overeating. And protein also has the highest thermic effect of food, which means it takes the most energy or calories to digest. Around 25% of the calories that you eat from protein are already burned through the digestion process. So say you eat 100 calories from protein, 25 of that is already burned from digestion. So you are literally burning more calories, using up more energy, more of your body's stored body fat, just from eating more protein. And also sleep. Sleep is key to consuming less calories. If you have bad sleep, you are so much more likely to crave junk food. If you have bad sleep, you are also less in control of impulse decisions, such as quickly grabbing that junk food because it's easy, because today doesn't matter. Also, good sleep and bad sleep is the difference between your body using up body fat or using up your muscle for energy if you are in an energy deficit. Because just like how your body can use fat, it can also use your muscles. And obviously you don't want your body to burn through your muscles. And it has been shown in studies that a lack of good quality sleep makes your body prioritize the burn of muscle to make up for your calorie deficit. And if you get good sleep, your body will prioritize using your fat. And also, if you don't really know what foods are low in calories, what foods are filling, you can use the satiety index. I will have this linked in the description as well. And as you can see, the satiety index just shows how filling foods are. Boiled potatoes rank number 1. Boiled potatoes, very filling. And yeah, there's a whole list. I will list it down in the description. You have less hunger, which also turns into better adherence to this diet, because obviously if you're hungry, you're more likely to overeat. Better sleep, because you're not going to bed starving every night. Less food noise, you're thinking about food less, because you are full. Your body isn't constantly signaling you to go seek food. More energy indirectly. If your stomach is full and that's signaled to your brain, then your brain can signal to your body, to your muscles, to your nervous system that you can use energy, that you can do things, you can do physical activity, and that there is energy or food available for that. Compared to if you're constantly hungry, your body actually tones that down. Your brain signals to your body, watch out, don't use up too much energy, we're limited, we're hungry. And yeah, once again, these foods just make it harder to overconsume. Not just the nature of this satiety index that makes these foods harder to consume, but also all these other things that are all impacting your chances of overeating, maybe even binge eating. So yeah, eat low calorie, filling, healthy foods. And then burning more calories. Every day an hour of cardio. No, I'm kidding. It really doesn't have to be that complicated. For most people, I would honestly think it's easier to just make your diet or healthy habits changes that I just went over through in consuming less calories. I think for most people that will do the biggest amount of the work. Also, for most people, intense physical activity does not burn as much calories or as much fat as you think. Around 5% of your total daily energy expenditure is from EAT, which means exercise activity thermogenesis, which is your intense exercise, so cardio or lifting weights or whatever you do. Now obviously you could do more of this. If you're currently doing an hour of lifting weights, do 2 hours, but that's just going to add that extra 5%, and in return that hour of lifting weights will probably make you very tired, maybe even make you very hungry. And yeah, same for cardio. If you are very physically fit, you can add in more cardio. But if you're watching this video, you might be less physically fit. And you might think, hey, let's go for a run. But after running for 1 minute, you're already tired. You can't go anymore. You start walking, maybe even walking slower than your normal walking pace because you're so out of breath. And well, if this is a form of cardio that you can actually see yourself enjoying, if you think, oh, I could actually enjoy running in the long run, then sure, go on runs, become fitter, go on longer runs, increase your pace, whatever, build it up. Then maybe in a year, if you're actually very good at running, you can burn a lot of calories with it. But the average person just doesn't have the endurance to burn a lot of calories. Yeah, it might feel like you're dying, it might feel you did a lot of work, but no, you just ran for 2 minutes, and they may have been the hardest 2 minutes of your life, but they did not burn that many calories. compared to somebody who's fit and just can run for an hour, they are actually burning a lot of calories. And as you can see, a larger part of your daily energy expenditure is from NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is what I am doing right now, talking to this camera, fidgeting my hands. I'm walking on a walking pad right now. It's just the calories that you burn just moving around. And as you can see, I wrote walk, walk, walk. Get more steps in. Like I'm doing right now, it's so easy. I could be sitting down right now recording this, but I could also just be walking. If you go to the grocery store, let's say the grocery store is a 10-15 minute walk, maybe even 20 minutes. Don't go with your car, just go for the walk. At your lunch break at work, don't just sit at your desk, go for a quick walk outside. First off, walks, and if you're walking outside, the sunlight, it betters your mood. For some people, it can result in feeling like they have more energy. It can even feel like you are fuller. People tend to experience less hunger if they're just on their feet. And this actually also burns a significant amount of calories. If you just make it a habit to even walk an extra 15 to 30 minutes every day, that will add up a lot. And when I say a lot, I really mean it. And yeah, gym, as I said, doesn't burn that much calories, pretty fatiguing, might make you even more hungry. But if you currently don't go gym at all, you definitely can consider it. If you lift weights, build muscle, your body composition will start to look better. Because the more muscle you have, it looks like you have less fat. And if you're building muscle and losing fat at the same time, it does improve your body composition quicker. Muscle also burns more calories than fat just at rest. However, you will probably have to go to the gym for a long time and build a substantial amount of muscle before this is very noticeable. But if you get enjoyment out of going to the gym, then sure, and that is for everything basically. If you really like biking, if you really like swimming, if you really like running, even if you're not that good at it right now, just do it. It's still very healthy to do this physical activity, this intense physical activity, even if it doesn't burn as many calories as you think. But also, if you just truly enjoy it, you're more likely to do it over a long period of time, get better, get fitter, burn more calories. And even if it's not something that intense, if it's just a walk. You know, sometimes in the evening, go on a 30-minute walk. If you just enjoy that and are able to do it consistently, then that's better than the person that says, oh, I'm gonna run every day, but ends up skipping the run 90% of the times. And because of that, also never actually gets fit enough to go on a long run. So every time they do go for a run, they quit after a few minutes. So yeah, just do something that you enjoy. Something that gives you energy. Something that makes you feel proud of yourself. And that is something that is just so important to me, just to live life and enjoy the process. Don't tie your self-worth to your weight or body composition. It's pretty easy once you get into this fat loss journey or this realization where you're not happy with your current body and you want change, that you really start to tie your happiness in your overall life to how you look or to your skill weight. And obviously that's not the point. It's about to enjoy your life and the process of you bettering yourself, you making these changes that are actively making you feel better. And yeah, go out, have fun, treat yourself just moderately. Don't isolate yourself, man. Don't skip on social activities because, oh, there's unhealthy food involved. It's okay, you can have that unhealthy food every once in a while. Just next day, back on track, and I'm sure the damage is minimal. And this is just so much more sustainable as well, rather than every time your friends ask, hey, wanna go to the McDonald's? No man, I can't. And remember, you can also still go, but just be more cautious of what you're ordering. Order a zero sugar soda. If you usually order 2 burgers and fries, now just order 1 burger and fries. Maybe use half of the sauce that's in the packet that you get. Just small, subtle changes that really don't feel like you're in a hard fat loss phase and let you still enjoy life. Also, don't make it your whole personality. You don't have to go to everybody telling that you are bettering yourself. Trust me, they really don't care. Might even backfire if you are out eating something unhealthy. They might just say, oh, does that even fit in your diet? Whatever. You know, usually it really isn't worth it. Let the results speak for itself. Let them come to you and say, wow, have you been focusing on losing weight, on bettering yourself? And finally, consistency over perfection. Which basically ties into what I was already saying. You can still go out here and there, you can have fun, treat yourself. Just be consistent. Do more healthy than unhealthy. Do more healthy than you're doing right now or than you did last month. You can be perfect for the whole week, but then in the weekend mess it all up and undo all your progress. If you just do good throughout the week and also good throughout the weekend, that consistency is gonna do so much more for you. So please just keep that in mind. And yeah, thanks for watching. Not sure if this video is gonna get any views. This was my first video, but this is just a topic that I'm passionate about and I want to help people. So let me know if there's any other topics I should cover. Leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.